He asked about me.
Okay, everyone's here?
Yep, they're all online.
Is it 7 o'clock?
7 o'clock?
Yeah.
7 o'clock. We live?
Yep.
Okay. Raise to the pledge. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, boy.
Do we have public comment this evening? Please state your name and where you're from.
My name is Elizabeth Bushbacher. I'm resident in Dormont. And don't worry, I'll sit back down after this. I do want to thank you for your answer to my question last session. After time to read section 510 and consulting legal advice, there are points of misinformation stated by the board that require clarifying. School Code of 1949 does not contain emergency powers as you claim. Also, 510 is not listed under any of the school health services. Article 5 details the powers and responsibilities of the school board to build, furnish, and maintain the school building. It lists in detail items like cafeterias, the acceptable structure of food contracts. It lists out the extra amenities that schools have, like libraries, playgrounds. It lists the abilities of the schools to be funded with tax dollars to maintain buildings. It details how and what circumstances schools might need to be combined. It does not talk about anything medical. 510 is titled Rules and Regulations, Safety Patrol. Section 510 is Rules and Regulations, Safety Patrol. The Board of School Directors in any school district may adopt and enforce such reasonable regulations as it may deem necessary and proper regarding the management of its school affairs and the conduct and deportment of all superintendents, teachers, and other appointees or employees during the time they are engaged in their duties to the district, as well as regarding the conduct and deportment of all pupils attending the public schools in the district during such time as they are under the supervision of the Board of School Directors and teachers, including the time necessary spent in coming to and returning from school. This was read last session. What was not read was the rest of it. Is in the exercise of this authority, the Board of School Directors is empowered to organize school safety patrols and with the permissions of parents to appoint pupils as members thereof for the purpose of influencing and encouraging the other pupils to refrain from crossing public highways at points other than regulated crossings. It goes into further detail that I won't, as in patrol shall wear fluorescent and such things. This is a catch-all so that schools can establish their own building safety measures, like assigning school patrols and such safety measures as enforcing low speed limits in their parking lots. What I am not seeing here is how 510 grants you the ability to make medical decisions that supersede the parents' wishes. Masks are considered a medical device, not a behavior. A healthy student or staff is not misbehaving by refusing interventions that they deem to be unsuitable for them. The attempt here is to expand the catch-all language of 510 to include masking. The Supreme Court ruling that corrected the Health Department's overreach clarified that government agencies, such as this one, that your regulations are valid and binding only if they are adopted within the agency's granted power, issued pursuant to proper procedure, and reasonable. With these measures, the power is not granted to you, and masking without end, masking healthy people, not masking a punishment, masking with no date given to show the difference, or data given to show the differences in making in cases in the district is not reasonable. Now, the Public School Code of 1949 does not include rules for every circumstance. As you said, there's no way any school code could. But this is a document that can be edited. Article 14, that deals with school health services, contains pages and pages of rules and regulations pertaining to diabetic children, pertaining to kids with asthma or allergies. There are ways to add rules to this document, just like when it was edited to include EpiPens. But masks might at some point be added to the code Until those changes are granted, you are bound to the specific regulations of this document. There are no emergency powers in the school code, and PA's the Dillon Rule state you cannot deviate from this document on your own. That might be a bitter pill to swallow for parents who want to control my child's body for the sake of their feelings or for their safety. Parents who are under the impression that they have a say whatsoever in the medical procedures my child receives. My child is not public property to be owned by the community. I am not here to persuade. I'm not here to impart compliance. Parents have come in and spoken better than I, attempting to persuade you. Why you cling so fervently to illegal mandates while the rest of the state moves back to normal, I don't start to understand. It is important that you get called out on your actions publicly so that when a child refuses to mask and you punish them, isolate them, and bully them, you can't stay in ignorance of the rules you are violating.
Thank you for your comment. The first thing that we will be voting on next week will be the board minutes from January. And then we'll go into the information items. Ms. Shaw, do you have anything this week on Parkway?
No, I'll wait till next week for my report.
Thank you. Mr. Raza, anything on Shasta this week?
No reports, this week, Mr. President.
And I have nothing to add for PSBA this week either. Any news from the boroughs? Okay. We did not meet in executive session. And that will take us into the superintendent's report. Dr. Stropke.
Thank you, Ms. Lyon. Next week, there's just one item for action. That's the professional development for Ms. Welsh, and I'm going to stress this, to finally attend the Penn SPRA annual symposium that was canceled 2 years ago, canceled last year because of the pandemic, and we're hoping that it's a go this year. So let's hope you're approved. Let's hope the conference is actually in session, okay, too. So that's all I have for my report.
Thank you, Doctor. What exactly is that conference?
That's for school PR people.
Okay.
PR coordinators of public relations.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then that takes us to the personnel, and you're still up.
Oh, I'm still up there, people personnel. We finally have got us our school dentist, which we are required to have by the Pennsylvania Department of Education. And Dr. Evan Hall has graciously agreed to be that. Mr. Brungo has examined the contract, and so that'll just be approval for next week. The school district is required to have a certified school dentist hired by the board, and also a certified school physician. We have the physician, this is just a dentist. The last dentist retired? Just quit. Retired. Okay. All right. That concludes that report.
Thank you.
Question.
Yeah.
Is it dentist on call, or is it part-time, full-time?
Yeah, so part-time. So what they'll come and do, and they only do the exams for the children who don't have their own dentist, because we're required in the school code, certain years, dental exams have to be completed. So for those families who can't either afford or don't have a dentist, we'll do it here, and the district picks up the cost of that service. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. And that takes us into personnel.
We have
Ms. Shaw, do you want to take that?
Sure. It's actually a relatively short personnel report. We have an appointment, a new mentor teacher, and our normal kind of, I guess, what we always do right after the ending of a semester with the teaching load compensations. And I'm very happy to see that list is quite minimal compared to some links that has been before.
Do we have any questions on that, especially from the newer folks? Okay, yeah, these are pretty routine. And then in finance, we have our accounts payable approval list for the month, and we will have a RFP for multifunctional copiers and maintenance service. When is the current contract up?
August.
Okay. Putting that out for bid. Advertisement for bids for special education transportation. That one's up too. And added the purchase of CrowdStrike Complete. So that's a software for the cybersecurity protection.
This is a new software?
It's a new software. It's been vetted by Mr. Smith and his team, and it was in one of the capsules. Was it last week?
Yes. And it's, Joe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's really, we're being pushed by our insurance company. We had an incident that happened in December that pretty much took us down, okay, couldn't function.
Yeah.
So this is to protect,
Has to have,
protect all the,
next year, insurance is now requiring all school districts to have levels like this in order to be qualified for being insured. Going with this company will also give us a discount through our insurance provider. It's the only software, system that is covered by insurance to give you a discount because they're so well trusted. So it's been vetted up by Director of Technology, myself, but it's a new movement from the insurance companies for all districts and how they have to be protected in order to be insured. So.
As well as some other steps that we've taken.
Correct. There's,
Yeah.
Right.
layers.
We've done some other things to help protect that too.
So this will need to be budgeted this amount of money for the following years?
Correct.
Because it needs to be yearly
Yep.
now?
I'm guessing that our savings on insurance equate to that amount.
but what you'll save on the fact that this will help, and I can't say it will fully protect because a software package today, there's some hacker out there that's already trying to figure out how to break it tomorrow. But this will
Absolutely.
this will protect student data, our financial data, our personnel data. It's just another layer to protect it. And once again, I'd be foolish if I said to you it's 100% proof because in this
I will
field.
say, they offer a $1,000 warranty of their own, not
Okay,
public,
go
they've
ahead.
never been broken into, so they offer that, which is why the insurance is giving you such a discount, because
Okay.
they offer their own level because they're, so sure and, like I said, knock on wood, that they've never had any issues, so that's part of the reason why insurance is trying to push you to go through.
Okay. So it will
Yeah.
result in minimized financial risk.
Yes.
Yeah, my
It looks
question
like
was
it's a
just
lot.
on the warranty, and that would cover any kind of, if something did happen, they would obviously be liable for that amount of ransom money
Yeah, so
potentially.
they'll cover first up to whatever their warranty before insurance gets involved, and that would cover, our fees, anything we had to pay, if we had to buy new software, anything the district incurs, they'll cover up to that warranty amount, and then our insurance will kick in.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that does minimize our financial risk.
Yeah.
Do we have, any kind of, I guess I could have looked at their website, maybe I'll just do that after, but what other school districts are using, or industry is using this software? You said that this was the only one that, that the insurance, I guess, recommended, but I guess I just want to verify that it is used heavily in industry.
I can get you a list. There's other ones that were looked at, similar in cost, and didn't have a warranty, but I'll talk to our Director of Technology, because I know he talked to other school districts and looked into it, and then I'll give you guys some information once I talk to him.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
And then activities and athletics, Mr. Laporte.
Thanks, Mr. Martin. One item is a competitive event, and it's for the FBLA state competition.
Nice to see it. We have
Yes.
7 students.
7.
Okay. Going to the state level, hopefully beyond.
And then to help I just want to let you know, it doesn't need to be there, but just so that the board knows, to help defray the cost, we are actually sharing a bus with the group of the students from South Fayette. So Keystone Oaks and South Fayette are going together, sharing the cost of the bus to keep the cost down. So I think that was really nice on Mr. Kirshner's part.
So he's
to
the
be
one
able
who
to-
arranged that?
He arranged, yeah, put it together with their sponsor, so I want to thank Josh for that.
Thank you, yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was nice to do that, so.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they don't take a school bus to this, by the way. It's a little bit too far.
yeah.
A little coach.
Well, that makes sense, and,
Yeah.
you know, to justify it for 7 students.
Right,
And
right.
I'm assuming just one sponsor.
How
yeah.
many kids are going from South Bend?
I don't know how many are going. I haven't heard. I don't know.
Well, they're
Yeah.
larger than us, though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know what's in Boulder. It is still nice to see the FBLA still going
Mm-hmm.
in the state. You know, that's one of the areas where school districts have been just toiling back and forth for some time where to get rid of their business departments and so on and so forth. I mean, we're not doing that here, but I'm just saying it's nice to see that this is still something that's out there, you know, statewide and being supported. It's actually still, it's national as well, too.
Mhm.
So, yeah. So, okay.
And-
We are sharing it with it is South
And
Fayette,
that was
correct?
it? Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was, okay, because you were looking at me, I think, did I say the wrong, I knew it was South, okay.
No, I was trying to remember if you said how many other students.
Oh,
in South
okay.
Fayette were-
Yeah, I was gonna say, oh, then I blew it. I thought it was South Fayette, okay. All right. That's it.
Any additional public comment? Any comment or conversation, questions on the board? If not, then I'd like a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All in,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries.